It's a mind-blowing day in the world of Magic the Gathering. Thunder Junction is experiencing a fire sale unlike anything we have ever seen. And on top of that, the TCG Con mega disaster is absolutely unbelievable.
Magic. I am a wizard! History. I'm an old wizard! The magic historian. My bones hurt.
Greetings! Owners of fine luxury cardboard rectangles, my friends. I hope the day finds you well because we have gathered for a bizarre edition of Mega Magic News. We're going to start out talking about the Thunder Junction fire sale. Now, we have seen dumps before where people are just trying to get product out the door, right? Markov Manor obviously did very, very poorly. It is markdown manor. We're seeing it all over the place at crushed prices. But that took a bit of time. We saw the fire selling happening when the set had more information revealed and we were further down the chain. This is a completely different beast. What's going on here is an allocation dance. So, Wizards of the Coast has made some big changes to how distribution works with Thunder Junction, and that is what's causing these massive sale spikes because there's speculation going on. People aren't fully sure what's going on with Wizards of the Coast. So, to understand the situation, you need to know how the distribution chain works. Wizards of the Coast sell stuff to distributors. Distributors turn around and sell it to the regular stores. Now, Wizards will allocate product to these distributors, and then the distributors will turn around and allocate those products to other people, and that tends to be based on how much you spend. The bigger a distributor you are, the more magic they're going to sell you, right? And the bigger the distributor you are, the more customers you have, and you're also going to allocate to them based on how much they're spending. That all makes perfect sense. But Wizards has apparently tossed that out the window. And with this new Thunder Junction action, everybody can order as much as they want. Now, on one hand, you can look at that and go, okay, is that just because Wizards is desperate after what happened with Markov Manor? And that's absolutely a possibility. But another thing that's being floated around, and this is where it gets really crazy, is that Wizards of the Coast is basically restructuring their entire allocation system and is going to use the information from Thunder Junction sales to dictate what they're doing going forward. So basically what this means is that big retailers who are operating under this thought process, and even distributors to a certain level, are going, well, maybe we should buy more of this product so that Wizards of the Coast views us favorably and will give us more product. Because based on what happened recently with things like Return to Ravnica and the Fallout Collector stuff specifically, the Fallout Collector boxes had a big supply issue. Now, remember what I said, Wizards paid a bunch for this license, and I fully expect them to produce more Fallout stuff. But we're going to look at it from the perspective right now as if they're not, right? So what happened was when Wizards went, hey, turns out we don't have as many Fallout Collector booster boxes as we said we would, we're going to cut down your allocations. Well, the lines along which they used to distribute those were based on Markov Manor orders. And by that I mean, if you were a place that ordered a ton of Markov Manor, then you got a bigger allocation of Fallout. But if you were a company that didn't order that much Markov Manor, you were left out in the cold. Now, in the past, Wizard would use like a wider umbrella to determine your allocation. So this is causing a big shakeup in markets. It's causing people to dump the boxes at a lower price, basically just trying to crank volume. And I'll admit that I don't know fully which one it is. The cynical part of me says, well, the writing's on the wall. Markov Manor was an abysmal set with terrible flavor, stapled together, not really exciting on the power level. We don't have that much information about Thunder Junction. We've had a few packs that were accidentally leaked that we've seen some of the cards for, but the spoilers don't start in earnest until the 26th. If you guys thought that they were starting around the 18th, Wizards actually messed up and posted they'd be starting a week earlier. by accident. So there's a bunch of information going on with this set that we don't have yet, but at the same time, it is a set that uses play boosters. It is a set that was designed at the same time as Markov Manor, and with one of those Aftermath style sets to come after it that had to be shoved back into the set. So it's not 100% clear what type of moves Wizards is making. So this fire sale doesn't automatically mean that stores aren't, Thunder Junction is to be avoided. It's totally possible that this is just a maneuver to try and boost numbers. And honestly, I feel really bad for the LGSs, really sorry for them, because they're in a really rough spot where they have to order stuff months and months in advance, and they're at the mercy of distributors. And the distributors are the ones who want to boost these numbers, so they're going to be leaning on stores in this situation going, we've heard that we'll get higher allocations if we buy more, but we're not buying more and taking a loss. We need you to buy more. So they're just going to elbow lean on the LGSs. If you guys have no idea how hard things are for regular everyday LGSs. But either way, this situation is something we've literally never seen in the game before. Now, before we move on to talking about the TCG Con insanity, I want to talk about the revival of a game you may never have heard about. By popular demand, after 20 years of waiting, Magi Nation Duel has returned to the world. This epic, easy-to-learn card game is family-friendly, fast-paced, features absolutely beautiful artwork. The Kickstarter has already been wildly successful, bringing in almost 20 times what they were originally asking for, and it's being run by Arcanist's Armory, a group that already has experience with successful Kickstarters. The pledges have already unlocked all 13 different decks that are available, and they are super close to unlocking full-on booster boxes. The game features you and your 3 Magi facing off against your opponent's Magi and their creatures made out of pure dream stuff. You throw down in a titanic clash. Pledges range from grabbing yourself a deck all the way up to helping to design new cards. Don't miss out on your chance to get in on this Kickstarter. Use my link in the description or the pinned comment below. A massive thank you to the Magi Nation Duel Kickstarter for sponsoring this video. All right, my friends, let's talk about the TCG Con mega disaster. Normally I have a little notebook. Today, I have a big fat notebook because there are a ton of details about the ongoing woes of TCG Con. It has become mega disaster level. So this account was created by King Supernova. He was a head judge from a recent TCG Con, and he has compiled a huge list of the ongoing issues. And this is frankly incredible. So on top of being a warning, if you're thinking about going to one of their conventions, it's just an insane story. So at this point, they are struggling hard. But we have a history starting all the way back from October of 2021. Like right now, they owe more than $50,000 to players, judges, cosplayers. There's a whole list of issues. Back in October 2021, they were having minor issues. Like you'd have people going to a Yu-Gi-Oh event and they wouldn't get sent the playmats. And that's a minor kind of thing. There might be some issues getting that sorted out, but it progresses from there. You move to January 2023, you've got a one-piece event where the prizes are supposed to scale based on attendance. Now, the website showed the wrong numbers, which caused more people to show up thinking the event would be bigger. So instead of showing the amount of people who were showing up to the event, it showed the amount of spots that were left as the amount of people showing up to the event. So, for example, if it had 500 spots and 50 people had signed up, it would show that 450 people had signed up, right? And because the more people are there, the bigger the prizes are there. People were obviously frustrated by this level of issue. Now, if that was all that was going on, clearly we would not be having this conversation, right? So, one of the top 8 in the MTG Legacy event from that event never got paid. Moving into April 2023, they said they were going to make this championship belt to give out. They never made it. But it really gets crazier the further you go down the line. Once you get into May 2023, no judges are getting paid for the convention. No tournament organizers got paid. At least one cosplayer didn't get paid. Multiple cosplayers based on other people's accounts. So that wasn't in the official King Supernova account, but I looked around at what other people were saying, and there were people saying, yo, I had cosplayer friends who went to this, and I'm not going to mention their names, but they didn't get paid either. And considering all the stuff that's down here, I'm willing to give the person who said that the benefit of the doubt, because it lines up with everything else. So TCGCon pays out the first and second place in their big Magic event on time, but others had to wait months to get their money, and other people still didn't get paid at all. They told the judges that they couldn't pay them for the convention until after the next convention that was happening in Tampa. And so they said, you know what, we can offer you product instead. Now, only one judge was like, okay, I'll take Magic product instead of money. And guess what? They never got the Magic product. So these judges apparently weren't fully paid out until October, or were never paid. And the people playing in the events weren't fully paid until October. And reports say that some players never got their prize payout. So, on top of that, they've literally canceled at least one convention and didn't refund all the vendors who had actually went ahead and paid to be a part of it, leading to the extreme action of PayPal chargebacks. That's your basic, like, your credit card, PayPal chargebacks are your last option, where you're basically going, I'm never going to do business with these people. They've never delivered the product, right? If you do that kind of stuff, most companies will cut you off. So it really is a last resort, right? And the crazy thing as well is these refunds weren't automatically given. There's at least one vendor who paid a refundable deposit in advance, never asked for the refund, so never got it, which is absolutely mind-blowing. There are so many instances of players and judges not getting paid. And then you move to February of this year, and it gets even crazier. On top of not having the actual money to pay people, the prize support that's offered isn't actually materializing. So they have these epic old school prizes. We're talking Time Twister, light play Time Twister. If you guys don't know and you didn't play back in the day, we didn't use sleeves. I didn't have my Time Twisters, my Lotus, my Moxes and stuff like that in sleeves, son. You know, thinking back to those days. Now, I'd love to have that stuff. It's worth a fortune, but either way, we played with them on the tables. They got scuffed. I almost accidentally bent my Black Lotus in half. So finding old school Magic cards that are in good condition is extremely difficult. And the difference between a light play and a heavily played card is massive. I wonder why I'm bringing up heavily played cards. I wonder where this is going. So the prize, you have a light played Time Twister. You have lightly played unlimited dual lands. Remember, there's alpha, beta, and unlimited, and then you get into revised. And revised was printed way more than everything else and is far less desirable. Alpha and beta are the ultra kings, but unlimited isn't that far behind. It has the beautiful, deep, saturated artwork. Like, revised printings look faded out. Wizards kind of messed up with the inking on those cards, but unlimited are incredible. Plus, they're way scarcer. There's way fewer of them printed, so they're not on the same value level. So what happens? There's supposed to be 6 different dual lands as part of the prizing structure. Did you come in second place? Congratulations, you get 2 duels. Did you come in third place? Congratulations, 2 unlimited dual lands. Too bad you didn't get first place with that unlimited light play Time Twister, right? So event comes to pass, and guess what? They're missing a bunch of the prize support. Time Twister, oops, don't got it. Dual lands, oops, don't got them, right? They didn't have everything. They had a little bit of stuff, and what they had was heavily played, scuffed, and beat up. So you've got this scenario where they go to their tournament manager. This is somebody working for them, right? And like they've already had other tournament managers and stuff like that literally quit on them over non-payment. So you got a situation where this tournament organizer, this tournament manager here who's running this thing for them, steps up with their own personal property. So they go, okay, well, I've got some of these cards that we can use to fill the holes of what you're missing. Turns out, though, the dual lands are more beat up and they're revised. So the prizes that you thought you were going to get, oops, never going to happen. 50% of the stuff is missing. Even stuff like the Birds of Paradise and Soul Rings they said they were going to give away, they couldn't come up with. So the tournament manager provides all this stuff from his own personal collection, being told, yo, don't worry, we got your back. We'll pay you for all this stuff. I'm sure you can see where this went. Buddy never got paid back for his stuff. And the players on their part were mad, right? It's like, let me get this straight. I'm getting beat up and heavily played cards when you advertise these prizes. So they were like, okay, we get it. We get that you're upset. So why don't we just give you cash instead? And they're like, okay, cool. And they're like, hold on though. We're going to give you cash based on the value, not of the prizes you were supposed to get, but on these replacement prizes. So basically the numbers that were written down said that one person was paid $750 when they should have been given $2,000 based on the value of the prizes. But you know what? Apparently they got lucky because there was two other people who were supposed to get $2,000 who got nothing, who got literally nothing. So they have like a $2,000 in Modern and Legacy events also not paid out. Dragon Ball Z, Pokemon, Card Fight Vanguard, all not given prizes. The TCG Con Reddit is straight up gone. And digging more into this, it gets even wilder. So apparently this convention is run by somebody who used to run vaping conventions and other kind of conventions. So the pre-convention work meet and the after-convention work meet were both held at a strip club. And so you had some of the employees who were just straight up like, I want to focus on working. I don't know what we're doing here, but I want to actually get ready for the convention. And apparently what this organization does, what TCG Con does, is when they don't have enough employees, they hire hookers and strippers. That's what I can't even believe it, man. Like, that's literally who they're bringing to run in these TCG Con events. And there's anecdotes of people saying, yo, the head guy offered to pay her to hook up with me, bro. And it's like, what kind of madness is this? So, does this come across as a full-on scam? The answer to me is no, actually. What this comes across to me as, people who are genuinely well-meaning, but they keep kicking the can down the road. So what happens is they want to run conventions, but when you look at the communication between them and people going to the conventions, like people going, yo, I need to be paid, and them saying, don't worry about it. 75% of the money we make is from people coming in and paying at the door, and that's what we're going to use to pay you all out. Now, that's a big red flag saying, we don't have the money's going to come in, we'll give it to you. And then there's just this string of excuses over and over, but also there's some personal interplay going on underneath it where the owner of it is apparently talking to, like, they have a bunch of friends who worked for them, who didn't really want to ask for money. And then when they come to get the money, the con owner acts put upon, where they do this whole thing of, I'm having all these different problems, and all this is happening to me, and I'm going to lose this, and my financial loss this, and all this kind of thing. So having a friend to me, coming to me, asking about the money, I can't even. Well, you absolutely should. It's such an insanely selfish view where it's like, I made terrible business decisions. I'm losing money because of it. How dare you expect me to meet my obligation to you? I thought we were friends. Yeah, friends means you take care of them first. Friendship isn't when you expect your friends to work for you for free all the time. Friendship isn't just taking advantage of them. It's making sure that your friends can pay their bills too. Not just going, I wanted to run huge events, bro, and the strippers I hooked didn't do a good job for it. So, like, I can't pay you. And that's your fault. I can't even believe you're asking me for the thing that we agreed to after you did everything you were supposed to. And now you expect me to deliver on my end? I wish I had my tiny violin violin right here to play, because honestly, this is a horribly mismanaged business. And that's part of the reason I'm talking about it. Part of it is the sheer spectacle insanity of it. And part of it is, yo, be aware these guys are not paying people out and things are collapsing. There are talks underneath about people buying out the company, but then they refuse to show them the actual financials of the company. So the future of TCG Con is very much in question, grim, and it's probably not going to end well. This looks like an ultimate collapse. We'll see what happens. Either way, big thank you to the Magi Nation Kickstarter for sponsoring this video. Thanks for coming by, my friends. Big thank you to my patrons for supporting my channel. And I will see you all tonight in a live stream over on my other channel or in the next video.